Hey yo, this is Eddie Augustin for Filmmakers on Filmmaking. This is episode 9 for Wednesday, August 2nd. And on today's episode, foreign films and why I love them. Let's get it. Hey yo, what's up everyone? Happy Wednesday. Hope you're all doing amazingly well. I'm doing pretty good. Hey yo, when you're hearing this, guys, it's Wednesday. But for me, well, I guess it still is Wednesday right now. Let me see. Oh man, it is 1:47 a.m. in Canada, Montreal. This is what time it is right now. And yeah, still up. I'm about to record my episode for Wednesday, guys. So I had to do it. I had to do it. And that was the only time I could do it because I was kind of busy today working on like the projects and stuff, working on the film, shooting in October. The doomsday clock is ticking every day. I hear it. All I hear is this ticking, but it's all good though. It's all good. I got this. October, that's when it's going down, you know? It's going to be a good time. Shout out to my producer, Laura Ashley. Shout out to my other producer, Katusha Pierre. That's the French in me. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to the whole team. We're going to get it. But today, you know, I was thinking all day, man. I was thinking all day. I had a couple ideas for episodes I wanted to do for a while. There was a couple ideas. I have a few ideas in the chamber, cooking. You know, I try to balance it out. You know, what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to have it that on Monday. I'm gonna try to do something that's more, how can I say it? Like something that's almost related to the news, what's going on. You know. I did on last Wednesday that Comic-Con thing, but now like that would be something that would be on Monday. You know, that would be something that would be on Mondays. On Wednesdays, I'm gonna do something more of a like editorial, if we could call it like that, something more like my own personal opinions and shit, or you know, it's just something I want to talk about, something I want to. Sometimes it's gonna be rants. Just like that type of shit, you know. But on Monday, I want to do something that's more like news related, you know. Maybe talk about what's going, like, you know, like that Monday episode that we did about the movie that I'm looking forward to on in August. That's gonna be some shit that I'm gonna be doing the last Monday of the month, I guess, you know. So that should be what it is. I'm testing, you know. I'm still testing out everything. Try to see what's going on, try to see what I like, try to see what I don't like, try to see what you guys think, you know. I read the tweets. Some of you guys already started like hitting me up, telling me what you guys think, some feedbacks and shit. That's cool. Always appreciate it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And also I like the new format of like making it a bit shorter. Like before, I used to do like these hour episodes once a week. Now it's cool to do like you know, like 2 episodes, kind of half of what I used to do in one episode before. You know, like I'm trying to do them around like 20 minutes to 30 minutes each. So 20 to 30 minutes dropped on Monday and 20 to 30 minutes drop on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty cool. I like it so far. It's easy to do it when it's shorter and spread out during the week rather than when I have to take like this huge amount of time, one shot every week. For some reason, it's harder to like orchestrate, you know? But it's cool. I like it. So that's what it is. But let's get to the topic. Let's get to the main topic that I wanted to address today, which was foreign films and why I love them. As I always say, guys, you know, just before we get into that, if you're listening to this on YouTube, in the description box, you're going to catch the link for the audio only podcast, if we could call, I guess, podcast version, which is only the audio that you can just click on, and you can download it for free, obviously, on your phone or whatever, get it to go, whatever you want to do. If you don't want to watch it on YouTube. But if you're listening to the audio version and you want to check out the YouTube version, that's what I realized, because if you click on it from your phone, it'll take you to the kind of like layout, the kind of layout for the mobile type of thing. But on there, you don't have the description box. You got to be on the computer to be able to like see the description box of the podcast, and you got to be able to have the link, and then you can like see the link and copy it or whatever. So that's on Podomatic. You got to go on Podomatic, which is the hosting, I guess, that I'm using for the podcast. So that's what you got to do to get like the other versions in case you want to, check out the trailers. I got the trailers going on YouTube, and on the audio, I just got the audio. So it's up to you guys. I'm always going to remind you, but I like to remind you in the beginning so that you guys can switch up and check out the other version if that's what you're into. My curated trailers of the week or whatever. So yeah, that's what I want to talk about today, guys. I want to talk about foreign films, why I love them. Yeah, I'm gonna jump in straight away in what people usually tell me why they don't watch foreign films. Oftentimes I'm lucky because I speak French and I speak English, so I'm lucky that I can understand basically two languages. So I can watch movies from French, from French. Jesus, this is shameful. You see, if I was fake, I would edit that out, but I'm not fake, so I'm gonna leave that in. I ain't perfect. Who's perfect? I made a mistake. So, as I was saying, I speak French, so I can listen to movies. I can watch movies from France. A lot of Belgian movies are in French. A bunch of shit out there that's in French that I can watch, right? I can watch movies from Quebec, Canada. And I can watch movies in English, like England, the US, whatever you want to have, right? Like Toronto, like there's English and there's like Canadian English and there's French English, So it's kind of cool like that, and it allows me to be able to watch more stuff without having to go through the subtitles, because I understand subtitles are kind of hard because you want to watch the film, but you got to read the subtitles that are underneath the screen. Sometimes it can kind of be distracting. But the thing is that the cool thing that I find is that it's a different experience. Like, I find it to be a different sort of experience because you got to read the subtitles and you can't just be like on your phone, like listening to the movies and checking out the screen once in a while. You got to like actually be invested in the film, And I find that it makes for a more compelling and a more focused experience of watching the movie than just watching it. That's what I find when I watch foreign films that I don't understand the language. I really got to be focused. If I get a tweet or I get like a text message or whatever, like either I pause the movie, see if I really want to check it out, or either I'm not going to check it out and I'm just going to focus on the movie. So that's really cool. I find that's really cool. You can see it as like a bad side to it, but I find it to be a good side to it. Beside that, also, like we know how to read. It's not that hard, and you get used to it. You really get used to it as you watch more and more foreign films that you have to watch subtitles. You get used to it. And I know some of my friends that are really into like Japanese animation, or that are really into I don't know, like kung fu movies from China and shit. Like almost all they watch is subtitled stuff, and they love it because they got used to it. At first it's tough, but eventually you get used to it. So, that's my first point, I just wanted to say about subtitles to get that out of the way. The other reason why I think it's cool to watch foreign film, it's because like sometimes it just feels good to get out of like the Hollywood microverse, if I can call it like that. Like, it feels good to be able to like go and experience different visions and different ideas that we might not be used to from our North American. If you guys are North American, I'm from North America, so I'm talking in the perspective of North America. But if you guys are from England, then you'll be, seeing things through an English perspective. So for you, a foreign film, I guess, would kind of be, I don't know, would like a foreign film for you guys, like logically, obviously a foreign film would be an American film. But then we don't really call it foreign film. I guess we call it Hollywood film. And then foreign film is something that's outside of your country and outside of Hollywood. So I don't know. Like, do you guys tell me? Like, is it like do you guys from like England or France. Damn, I did it again. That's gonna be my plight for the whole episode, but that's cool. You guys that are in France, do you guys see Hollywood movies as foreign film or as Hollywood films? Let me know. Tweet at me or comment down below and let me know. But basically, yeah, I wanted to say that because it feels good, and I'm talking through the lens of a filmmaker because I like to have different flavors in my eye and in my brain so that when I turn around and create stuff, I have more than one perspective, if I can say that. But as an audience, because I think I'm as much of a filmmaker as a film fan, you know? And as a film fan standpoint, I think that if you're a film fan, you should be a fan of films, regardless of where they're coming from, as long as they're good, right? And only watching Hollywood movies, I just think it robs you from such a wide world of cinema. It's just a shame, So that's my second point. Also, I wanted to say also that uh, if you watch foreign films, one of the great things about it is you kind of get to travel through cinema. I'm a strong believer of traveling through films. And I believe that you can really basically go on a trip, go on a short journey when you're watching a film from wherever, Africa, Australia, whatever, right? You can really actually go on a trip and experience life somewhere else. And that's pretty cool because it doesn't cost you much, It doesn't cost you $1,000 for a plane ticket or something. It's just you pop the movie in and you check it out and you feel transported. And I think that's really cool in movies, because of course it's storytelling and it's fictitious. It's fictitious. Fictitious. Jesus. That's what it is when I make a podcast at 2 a.m. I can't even speak. A podcast, but I can't speak. We're gonna rock through it though. We're gonna rock through it. But yeah, it's fiction. So obviously it's you can always watch the news, right? If you want to see the reality of things and you're talking about movies are not real, well then watch the news. Don't watch movies because that's the goal of watching movies. The news will always be there. If that's what you're into, just watch that. But if you want to experience something that's not real, but that is inspired, almost all movies are inspired by some sort of true event, I believe. One way or another, when you think about it, like stories are inspired by something that's kind of a true event. Maybe it's way, way back, but it's there. So that's what I wanted. That's an important point, I think. Like to be able to travel through films, I think that's a luxury that we have, and it's a great thing. Also, one of the good things is that often, like the Hollywood system, a lot of money gets invested in these things, and a lot of money gets pumped into these things from the audience. Like the big blockbusters, like the one that are successful. Usually, they do fairly well business wise because you got to remember, right? A lot of people are often talking about how, oh, why am I gonna give this big director all my money? He's already rich. I'm not rich. I don't need to give him any money. Like, I can just steal his shit. Who cares? He's rich. But they don't consider and they don't come to, well, that's a lot of hypocrisy. Like, that's a lot of hypocrisy at the same time. And probably they know it themselves when they say it, but in case they don't know it, like the reality of the thing is that, yes, they make a lot of money. And a lot of people in the film industry makes a lot of money, but like the head of every big industry, well, maybe not every, but like all the big industries that I can't think about right now, the head of them are all rich. Like the heads of auto companies, the head of insurance companies, the head of the head of cell phone companies and whatever. Like they're rich and they make a lot of money, but at the same time, my point is there's a lot of people that works for these people that are not rich and that are just like you and I, middle class dudes, middle class girls, and they're just trying to make a living doing what they love, right? And when we don't support it, like we're fan of it, but we don't want to support them fairly, then you're robbing not only you're not robbing just the rich, but you're also robbing the person that's the middle class person that's working on set that might not have a job next time because the movie didn't make money, so it's not going to be another one's not going to be greenlit, which will cost that person a job. Anyways, all that to say, these like a lot of it like indie, especially when we talk about the indie films, the indie foreign films, they if you want to watch them and we want to support them, like show some love. I think movies it's about love. It's about showing love and it's about showing appreciation because they take us on a journey and they change our lives. So it's only fair, right? So I wanted to talk about some ways to get these movies without um resorting to piracy, which I'm not into that. So I want to talk about some ways how to get them. If you guys, some of these you'll know obviously, but some of them you might not know, and I want to give them shout outs because all of these services I'm all subscribed to them, and I love them. That's why I'm subscribed to them, and that's why I'm staying subscribed to them because I love them, and I'm not being paid to like mention them or none of that stuff right now. I'll just do it because I really like them, and I think, and this is a great way to access movies from all around the world. The first one, it. Obviously, it's Netflix. I don't need to say a lot about that. But, a lot of people don't explore Netflix that much. So they don't know that, like, in Netflix, you got, in the category tab, you got the international tab that you can access. And then you got a whole list of international movies, shit that you've never heard about before sometimes. Sometimes it's stuff that you heard about, but a lot of times it's stuff that you've never heard about, and it's just cool to just pop a movie in and discover them and just be like, damn, that's a cool movie. Like I would have never heard about it if I didn't like go on in the international section of Netflix. So that's pretty crazy. So make sure you check it out. Just like give it a look. Just like maybe there's gonna be something that's gonna catch your fancy. Go on Netflix, hit category, and then go on like search for the international movie tab and check it out. Let me know what you find. Let me know if you find something cool. And the next one I want to talk about is Indie Flix. Actually, I got a movie on there. It's all like Netflix.com, obviously, and then you got IndieFlix.com. They also have an app, and it's kind of the same principle as Netflix, but it's indie films solely. So I got a short film on there. Actually, I think I got two. No, I got one. What is cool about it is that you can just like it's cheap. It's not really not expensive. I think I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's like $4 a month or something. Maybe it's 5. I'm not sure. Check out the website. You'll see it. But it's really cool that it has all these indie films, but all around the world, really. And it's cool also because there's a lot of short films on there. Sometimes it's cool to watch these international short films because it's crazy stuff, and it's just for 10 minutes, right? So 10 minutes, go on this crazy journey, and like you don't have to stay there a long time, just 10 minutes or 15 or whatever. So I really shout out to these people at IndieFlix. They're really cool, and I respect them a lot. They're the first guys that gave me a distribution kind of deal back in the days, way back. So I respect them a lot. So shout out to these guys. Then you got Shudder, which is new, Shudder.com. That's horror. But that's cool also because it's international film. So you got Shudder.com. It's international. It's a lot of international films, film from all around the world, and it's cool because there's also some oldies on there, but it's only horror films. So you guys that are horror maniacs, horror fans like me, I'm a hardcore horror film fan. So make sure you check it out, Shudder.com. They also have an app. They have an app on like Android and iOS, if I'm not mistaken. It's a really cool service. It's new. And it's not expensive neither. I think that's also $5 or something like that. It's really cool. Check it out. And then the last one I wanted to shout out is Drama Fever, because I'm a big fan of Drama Fever, obviously, because it's mostly Korean stuff, and I'm a big fan of Korean film. And you get Korean films and Korean like drama, which is a Korean television program, but we say a Korean drama. It's loaded with that stuff. So, and that's also cheap, like $5, $6. Check it out. Content for days, content for days, entertainment for days. I'm telling you, you'll get locked into one of these shows or into one of these films. You're not gonna be able to unhook from it. So make sure you check it out. Quickly, I just wanted to give you like a list of 10 recommendations of international films that I loved, and like you'll see, I have an affinity with Korean films, as you probably already know if you've been listening to the podcast for a while. But I wanted to give you like this list so you can check out some of them. A lot of them are available on Netflix or Drama Fever, or you still can go to the stores and buy these films, right? You know that, right? I do that. I have a lot of films that I've acquired. I have a big collection of DVDs and Blu-ray stuff. I just find that the quality is different. There's a certain quality that's different when it's a DVD or a Blu-ray, you know. So I love watching DVDs still, but a lot of them you can all find these either on these streaming services, or you purchase them on stores, or you buy them off of Amazon or whatever. You know, I still do that. The first one is Pieta. Pieta. This is a Korean film, kind of a horror film, really messed up. It's about this dude and a woman that shows up pretending to be like this guy's mother. Crazy stuff. It's really crazy. I'm not gonna give you guys long synopsis on these films just because I want to go through them quickly. You guys can check them out and enjoy them off of without my spoilers, right? So Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is the other one I wanted to mention. Pieta is Korean, by the way, and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is Taiwanese, Chinese, Hong Kong, and United States. That's the country that produced the film. Crazy film, also. It's like a period piece, a lot of action, fighting, a certain romantic element, but a cool one, an interesting one that gets you invested. Not the type that turns you off or the type that's too corny or whatever. It's a great film. It's one of my favorite films of all time, and one of the reasons why I wanted to become a filmmaker in the first place. Crazy stuff. My Sassy Girl is the next one. That's a Korean film. It's a romantic comedy, I guess, but the Koreans do romantic comedy very different from American. Uh, it's something to see. It's really crazy, fun, entertaining. Loved it. Old Boy is the next one. That's also Korean. So My Sassy Girl was Korean. Old Boy is Korean. That's also a kind of a thriller horror film. It's about this guy that was locked into a room for like 8 years and suddenly he's released. And he goes on a rampage to avenge the person that put him there. So that's the whole thing. Old Boy. But watch out though. Check out the Korean version, the original version, because there was a remake that was made. I'm not talking about the remake. I was talking about the original version. After that, you got Eight and a Half, which is an Italian and French film. Classic film. That's an oldie. Classic film in black and white. When you see black and white, you might not like it, but you know, suck it up, try it out, try something new, and see how you like it. This is an amazing classic film about a film director trying to find his creativity again. Love this film. That's one of the movies that taught me how to make movies. Actually, I studied this film to like learn how to make films. Actually, then you got Red Carpet. That's also a Korean film. One and a half was Italian and French. In case I didn't say it, Red Carpet is Korean, and that one is it's a comedy and a drama at the same time. I'll talk about it more in the upcoming weeks. I'm pretty sure, but like just quickly, it's about this guy that directs porn, and that eventually he meets an actress that a woman that used to be a child actress that wants to get back in the game. So together they try to find their way towards where they want to be. You know, it's very nice. It's not like a campy, dumb, raunchy comedy. It's not that at all. It's not that at all. I thought it was that at first when I was just seeing the title and reading the description, but it's not that at all. Check it out. I definitely recommend it. Um, there's Jesus, Martyr in French. Mortar in English, whatever. So it's French Canadian, this one. And this one is a horror film. It's sick, crazy. Probably one of the craziest horror film I've ever seen in my life. You only watch it like full disclaimer, only watch it if you really are strong. If you're strong with horror films, if you're a big horror fan and you are able to take a lot, then go for it. But if you're squeamish, or if like excessive gore or excessive violence really really does a number on you, don't even try it. Don't even try it. You know. Then there's Three Colors, which is a French, Poland, and Switzerland film. This one is three different films basically: blue, white, and red. And it's like a collective of film from one director, and each of them has a different plot and a different stands for something different. It's incredible, one of the most incredible and amazing accomplishment in cinema ever. I love this film. It's a must see. Then you got Mommy, which is a Canadian film. This one is amazing, fantastic film. I think it won Cannes. Did it? It won a prize in Cannes a few years ago. I don't remember which one it was. I'm not sure if it won either, but don't quote me on that. But I think it did. This one is about the relationship of a mom and his son. It's a troubled and rough relationship, but both of them are trying their best to make it work. It's an incredible film. And the last one I wanted to talk about was The Addition, which is a Japanese horror film. It's crazy, violent, and visceral, and just compelling. One of my favorite films. Again, I watched this the first time like maybe like 10 years ago, something crazy like that. I loved it. I think you're gonna like it too. Let me know if you check out one of these films. If you do, let me know how you thought about it, what you thought about it, if you liked it, if you didn't, if you thought it was garbage, if you thought it was amazing, if you thought it was genius. Tell me what you think. As usual, guys, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Eddie Filmmaker, all in one word. Eddie Filmmaker. You can find me over there. And you can email me anytime at filmmaking@gmail.com. So that's filmmaking@gmail.com. You can find me anytime. I'm right over there. Email me, ask me stuff, make suggestions, tell me what you think about the podcast, tell me what you would like me to try, what you want me to stop doing. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you got ideas, if you got questions about whatever, movies or whatever, let me know. I'll try to get to them in some of the shows. And you can find me on my professional website at filmsbyed.com. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Subscribe to wherever you're watching this. But if you can, if you have iTunes, go on iTunes and just subscribe on the podcast, because that will really help out a lot, just clicking subscribe over there. If you're watching it from YouTube, subscribe on YouTube. And most importantly, guys, watch movies, enjoy them. I'm gonna see you next time. Don't knock my hustle. It's Eddie Augustin, and I'm out. Peace.